in this video, I just want to explain how to fix some of the little quirks that come with Maseratis and McLarens. But in this one, I'm going to explain about the Maserati GranTurismo S. So in my experience, you don't always have to take the car to a mechanic and pay them a stupid amount of money on everything. There are some things you can do yourself and for free. Now, I've had a time where I had warning lights on here. I didn't have enough money to buy like an expensive software program of like £500 or £1,000 and to find one that does Maseratis. So you can do like things like hard resets yourself for free. But then because I've done that, I disconnected the battery and shut the boot, didn't I? So I couldn't unlock the car. So then I tried to do the manual cable and that didn't work either. So basically, was there a way that I could do it without getting a locksmith out? Yes, there was. So that's what this video is about. Little quirks that you can do yourself without hiring a locksmith to get into your car. And they can do it anyway. They said that, well, you need a magician for that. I was like, what? But in this video, I'm just gonna go through some of the little things next. When you put this into reverse, that goes down. So you can actually tell it where you want to. So it's got memory functions, right? So you can go into reverse, you move it to where you want to. So I've moved it quite far down. And then you hold the button on the seat, down the side, like number 1, 2 or 3, until it bleeps. And then it would always do it. This always works. But when you go back into park, you can reset it to wherever you want. And it usually goes up to where it is, just like it is now. But sometimes it doesn't. It goes up a little bit and then like you got to adjust it again. Don't worry about adjusting it. You can just like turn the car off, lock, unlock, turn the car on again, and then it usually goes back to your position. So there's nothing wrong with it. Another thing you can do to prevent sticky brake pads from happening is to have this off. You can't just do it from here. You've got to do it from here. So before you turn the car off, every single time, I hold this and then it says park off. If I zoom in quickly, park off. You don't want it to be like this, park on, because as soon as you turn the car off, it will put the EPB on. Turn this off, and then you turn the car off. And as you see, EPB off. So this is what I've got to put up with. It's done it up quite a few times now, literally. I can't see anything, so I can't see what gear I'm in if I'm doing manual mode. And none of the rev counters work, look. See, I'm revving it. But the petrol gauge is literally on nothing. The miles per hour, the revs, look. This doesn't show anything. Quite annoying. And just like that, I fixed it. See? Rev counters going up. So the way to fix it is, I took the key out and then literally just did lock, unlock, turned it back on again and it worked. Easy fix. It's just a Maserati and a McLaren thing. You can also do a hard reset. You undo that, this comes off, you don't need no tools, leave it for about 10 minutes, put it back on, and that should take away a lot of the warning lights. Also, if you change a battery, you usually got to do a hard reset because you need to let your Maserati know that you've changed the battery. You don't need to get a software scanner that's for Maseratis because 1, they're expensive, and 2, you've got to do a lot of research to find out if it does do Maseratis. You can just do the hard reset yourself. So with tender charging, I've got these connectors and I've just done it on there, and you can't see this one but it's on there as well. And then it goes through there. I've got this as well so you can see like if it's charged up yet or if it needs charging. It will do like a little flash, as you can see there. And then I've got the extenders to make it go longer because obviously I've got to go into there and I don't want the extension leads to be out just in case it pissed down with rain. And then this is a good brand, C-Tech. So you want to make sure it's on AGM and just press the mode. It goes onto there. It will remember and it goes through everything. So it's like checks the health of the battery, if it can hold the charge. And then once it gets to the charge, which is this one here, it will just keep it going. So if you're like on holiday for 2 weeks, you can just maintain and tender it. That's the whole point of a tender charger. And it doesn't matter if you shut this either. I just have it usually about there because it's got this soft bit here as well, so it's not going to like crush it and like rip into it. I mean, the cables are quite hard actually, so it's not too bad. They're not soft. But yeah, so you can just like literally just close it and then you should have a little bit of play, which means it's not completely stuck, and then you can lock it. You don't have to like keep it unlocked like some people do. If your battery is disconnected or it's just dead and you want to try and get into the car, you can use this button here. It's a manual override that opens it, and then if you can do that, you go to the passenger side and then you open it, and then down here on the back seat there is a cable. So I've got like a bit here because the cable is literally right down there, so we've had to put like a zip tie around it. You pull that and that will manually open the boot. If you can't manually open the boot because it's just not pulling or it's cold, which happened to me, you can open up this. This is like the fuse box, and then you can do some jump leads to it, because I didn't know where it was, because on the Z4 it's just there, you know, it's just like in the engine bay, or some cars you can just see it. Here's hidden. Take this off and you can like jump start it, and then you can like open up the boot that way. And then once you've done that, got power running to the car once you've jump started it, press this. If it doesn't work, which is what happened to me, you just get the key, you put it in ignition, you turn it on, but not on properly, just on so there's power, and then you keep on pressing the buttons like unlock, lock, unlock, lock. It'll do a bleeping sound, that will reset the boot. Sometimes it just needs a reset because either the battery's flat or you've disconnected the battery trying to do a hard reset and you accidentally shut the boot, just like I did, and it just needs a reset. If that still doesn't work, and then you can shut the door, lock, unlock, and then do the boot button on here, and that should open it. And if it still doesn't open once you've done the jump start, you've done the little trick of lock and unlock until it bleeps to do the reset of the boot, and then you shut the door and did lock, unlock, and then did the boot to hear this noise, and it's still not opening up, it's usually because it's caught. So this bit underneath gets caught. Just have a little look to see if this isn't tucked inside, because if you press this quite hard, this can actually go inside it, and then when you unlock it, it doesn't come open because it's all trapped. So you just have to easily unscrew each one, take this off, take this bit out here, just neaten it up and then put it back, and then that should open it. So as you can see, these little things you can sort out yourself, but obviously it does have issues, this car, just like any other car. If the lights aren't going away, like my headlight one actually saying that, now it's gone. Oh my god, that is absolutely ridiculous. As soon as I said it, I had this flashing light, constant, absolutely constantly flashing. It was just in my eye line and it pisses me off. And then I did reset the car, it came off, and then it came back. And then I got someone else to have a look at it. Well, do you do Maseratis? They got like an £1,000 like software programmer, so like proper decent tech. Yeah, we do Maseratis. There's no faults with it apart from like the brake shoes it all came up with, which I've done now anyway. But to do the headlight, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, I tried to get rid of it. It went away until I did another video. As soon as I mentioned it, it came back. And now I was just about to mention it, it's gone away. That's crazy. I guarantee you'll probably come back, but touch wood it doesn't. So, because I literally, tomorrow, I'm going to NRP again to find out what the squeakiness is with the steering, and I've still got the clicking noise. And they said that they sorted it because it's the parking brake shoes that was making that noise with the springs, but it's still clicking, so it's not that. It might be the suspension, so they're going to have a look at that as well. But, and I was going to get them to do the headlight one, like to just like take it apart maybe, because I've heard that if like water gets into it, it can like mess around with the sensors or mess around with like the motor. So I was thinking like it's going to be like an expensive fix. I think some people in America says like it's like $5,000 to fix it. I was like, oh please don't. And now the warning light's gone. So that's just crazy how when you start talking about things, it either comes on or comes off, or you're going to take it to a mechanic the next day, or even on the day. I've had that before. I had like a handbrake thing that kept on coming up saying that there's a fault with the handbrake, even though that's fixed now anyway, but it kept coming up. I think it's just like because it just kept coming up when I went for like car washes, or it was raining, it came up and then it went away. But then I had it on there for quite a while, and then as I was going to NRP, like to the mechanic on the day, literally I was on my way there, 1 minute away from the place, and then what happens? It turns off. It's just sod's law, isn't it? I hate when that happens. And I was like, yeah, it's all fine, there's no lights on there. It's like, you know. But But then they found out that the parking brake shoes needed doing, and then they found that all the cables were all like gone. So that would probably be the reason why it was coming on every now and then, but it wasn't staying on because it was sort of like wearing like the sensors or cables or whatever it was. So I fixed it. But it's just crazy how stuff happens when you're talking about it. Back to what I was saying, because it got me quite excited. Because it's just been bugging me all this time. I've had it for like a month now, and this light's been constantly flashing. Like I said, I don't care if it's like on, that'd be fine if it's just on. But where it's flashing, it's just as you're driving, you can see it sort of like to keep going, and it just sort of puts you off. It's got me excited. It just reminded me of like Christmas when I was a kid. I was like, oh, his light's gone, finally. But yeah, back onto the actual video. So there's just a few things that you can do yourself. Like I said, not everything you can fix. So if the light is like on, oh, I thought if I said it, it might turn back on again, the headlight one, but it's not. It's all good so far. But if the lights are on, it usually means that there could be a problem. So then I would go to a mechanic. But with Maseratis, you can't really just go to a mechanic. You have to go to like a specialist, because a lot of the time they'll put in their software programmer and it won't do Maseratis. It annoys me because it does like high-end cars, like my dad's one does like Bugattis, Ferrari and Lamborghinis. Now, if Ferrari wasn't on there, fair enough. But where Ferrari's on there, that's what doesn't make sense, because technically like this is like the same sort of thing. Like it is like made by Ferrari. It's got like Ferrari engine, Ferrari components on it. So why doesn't it work? Woo. Oh, I love this car. Apart from when things go wrong with it, I don't mind the little quirks that it has. I mean, I've heard that McLarens have the same issues, you know. I think, is it Matt Armstrong? He's quite a famous YouTuber. Like, he was in a McLaren around a racetrack, and I'm not sure what happened to it. I think he said that he put his foot down too hard and then like changed gears too harshly, and it sort of like went into limp mode, which is basically like the Ferrari that I drove, like the Ferrari 599. Apparently, you can't have your foot on it and change gears at the same time. You've got to take your foot off and change gears. He said you can do it about 2 times, but then it starts to like wear out the clutch, so you get like clutch burn, and then it just goes into limp mode, just like Maseratis. If they get some sort of error, like a tiniest little thing, it can just make it go, oh no, I'm gonna like just go to sleep, and it just throws out loads of warning signs. It's like, oh okay, like everything's wrong with me. Like when I first got the car, the alternator was going, and the battery needed replacing, and all that sort of stuff, and they just went ballistic and said there's about 20 different things wrong with it. It even said my skyhook suspension needed doing, and I was like, well, I hadn't even got a skyhook suspension, so it came up without warning out of nowhere. I was like, okay. But it's just the way it is. You just get little quirks of this car. I mean, you either love it or hate it, right? It's like Marmite. I mean, apart from like the little quirks that happen when it's like raining or you just haven't charged it up enough, and like that other time when you're driving along and then it decides to not even say what speed you're doing or what petrol you got left or what the rev counter is. It's just all like that. Or the other time I was at night and like it was literally like the lights were on everywhere else. It's just like the rev counter and the miles per hour, like the dials, the lights behind it was just off, and it was night time and I couldn't see. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Another little annoying thing that I have with this car that I could potentially fix myself for free, even though the light's off now, so I'm not sure if it's sorted it, is only happened a couple of times. When I turn the lights on to auto, because I rarely put them on properly, I'll just do auto and just let it do it itself. And they usually work, but for one time it was like dipped down and it wouldn't go back up, so I just went from auto to like the main beam, and it just went whoop, and it sort of like corrected itself. And there was another time when it done it again, so I thought, well, okay, we'll go over again, and it didn't do it, so it's like just stuck down, because it's got like its auto adjuster, like a height adjuster, and it wouldn't go back up. And I was like, oh, what's going on here? So I had to turn the lights off completely as I was driving, like at night. I was like, shit, I better be quick. So I was like off, then straight over, and then it went, and then went straight back up again. So again, that's a little fix you can do. If you're having that issue where it goes down when you're on like auto or not on the main beam, just like turn them off and then turn back on again. Or a lot of times, if I have problems with my car, like the with the gauges when they weren't working, I just like shut the door. Like I was inside, I didn't have to get out and then shut it and do it. I was just inside, so I shut the door, lock, unlock, turn the car back on again, sorted. So it's just little quirks. A lot of times it is, oh, there's something wrong with my car. Oh, let's take it to a mechanic. Why? And then you've got to pay like a diagnostic, which is sometimes £40 they charge, sometimes they charge like an hour labour. So £70, £75. I think some people charge like £90 or so on one invoice from like the guys before me. £90 an hour, Jesus. And I was like, okay, try stuff yourself first. If you've got anything wrong with it, lights that come up, says there's something wrong, just anything, do a hard reset if you haven't got the software scanner. A hard reset first. If that doesn't work, and then just try other little things. Go on the forums. There's loads of people on there about what to do if this is wrong, what to do if that's wrong. Oh, how do you fix this? Oh, has anyone had this issue? Help me. You know, there's loads of people out there because this car is such a animal that it decides just to go crazy. Because this car has like a lot of issues, like not necessarily like something wrong with it, but just like electrical issues, and people have it all the time because it's common, right? So then they just all moan about it, or they just say about it on the forum. So there's a lot of advice. There's a great community, the Maserati. It's any little quirk that you've got, you can just be like, right, oh, I've got a problem with this. Right, to go onto like the forum. Oh, guys, I'm having this issue. Help. And then there's loads of people, like hundreds of people go, oh yeah, I've had that. And then they all talk to you, and they're like, yeah, this is how you fix it, and you can fix it yourself, and you can fix it for free. Done. You don't always need to go straight to the mechanic. You could just do things yourself and save your money. Don't need to open up your wallet every time you see a light come on. I don't know about you, but every time I drive past, a lot of people go, yellow car, they punch their friend. So I hope you enjoyed this video anyway. It's just a little insight to some of the problems that I've had that I've managed to fix myself. So you don't always have to go straight to a mechanic. If you've got no symptoms, and then just do what I said, just do a hard reset first. But if you've got like symptoms or something's going wrong with the car, like the car is like shaking and druddering, or like you've got rough idle, and you just know that there's something not quite right, and then I would take it straight to a mechanic. I wouldn't even attempt to try and sort it out myself. But I would probably, if you can get a software programmer, do that, because obviously doing a hard reset, if you know you've got symptoms and you've got to sort out the problem, the only way you'll be able to do it is by seeing what these errors are, and the only way you'll be able to do that is getting a software programmer. A lot of them don't do Maserati, so you've got to do your research and check, does it do a Maserati? And don't just get a cheap one like I did, because they do Maseratis but it never really tells you anything. Some of them say that they don't do like loads of codes, it's just they do Maseratis but they can do like a service reset. So when you do a service, like an oil change, you've got to like reset it, so you can do that, but that's it. Or you can read them and tell you if there's some faults of it, but like my one doesn't do anything with the headlights, so it was saying that the headlights were fine. So you need to just do your research and look and see what ones will do it all, and the service ones as well. They don't do all service ones. Some of them don't do any service ones. Make sure it does all service and all problems and buy that one. But I guarantee you'll be spending probably a good £500 or so. Oh, there's police again. Every time I've been going out for the past few videos, I've seen like loads of police everywhere, just doing stuff, pulling people over, and literally not just like one policeman or two policemen, literally about 3 or 4 police cars. Anyway, that's GNS for you. Apparently we're the 5th worst place to live in the UK, allegedly. Great. But yeah, so just enjoy the Maserati, and if you're thinking about getting a Maserati, it does have little quirks that come with it. Just ignore them. Just do a hard reset and then see from there. But don't go straight to a mechanic and spend your money.